In this video, we'll be learning how to differentiate using the power rule. So the power rule is a method of differentiation in calculus where if we're taking the derivative of a value, let's call it a raised to the nth power, the derivative of that would be n times a to the power of n minus 1. So let's put this into context, or it's kind of abstract right now. Let's provide an example so you can really comprehend this information. So let's start off simple. We're just taking x to the 6th power. So according to the power rule, we to find the derivative of this value, all we do is, in this case, the exponent is 6 is n. So we bring 6 to the front, and then it says, as it says right here, we bring n to the front, and then we subtract n minus 1. So then 6 minus 1 would be 5. So first 6 to the front, that'd be 6x, and then it's raised to n minus 1. So 6 minus 1 is 5, 6x over 5. So that's basically how we can use the power rule and to differentiate. Now I'll provide you with a few examples, which you can try on your own, and we'll review after. Y to the power of 4, 6x to the power of 2, and let's say z to the power of 1/2. Okay, so hopefully you've attempted these questions. So now let's review them. So again, this one is pretty self-explanatory. The first one, we just bring the exponent to the front and subtract by 1. So that'll result in 4y to the power of 3 as your answer. This one again, if there's already a coefficient, then you just multiply whatever the exponent is times the coefficient. So you bring to the front, and since there's already a 6 right here, we just multiply 2 by 6, and it'll be 12 x, and then 2 minus 1 is 1, so x raised to the first power. We don't need to write it, but I just do it for clarity purposes. And now this one's a fraction, so it's a bit tricky, or I wouldn't say too tricky, but let's there's just another way to write 1 would be 2 over 2, right? So we're subtracting 1, but we can rewrite it so it's more easy to simplify. So 2 to the power of 1/2 times minus 2 over 2, and we have to bring the 1/2 to the front. So now we have 1/2 times 2 raised to negative 1/2. So 1/2 minus 2 over 2 is obviously negative 1/2. So you have 1/2 times 2 raised to negative 1/2. And so whenever there's an exponent, as you should know, whenever there's a negative exponent, we have to bring it to the denominator. So now this term right here, which was supposed to go to the numerator because we're multiplying it, now goes to the denominator. And now we have 1 over 2 times 2 raised to 1/2 power. Now what we can do here is we can basically when we know that anything raised to 1/2 power is just a root of that number, so that's one way to rewrite this would be 1 over 2 times root 2. And that's basically a demonstration of how we can differentiate using the power rule. Thank you.